Oh ho ho ho, it's donker time. I know how much y'all love donkin. And that's why I'm always striving to bring you guys the donkest content on this app. Elden Ring, Invasions, Saint Riot, back at it again. Another edition. Alright? Now, I was talking about this while I was streaming the other day. I said, the best type of content is when you play weird stuff. You're playing a weird build, and you're using goofy stuff, and you beat players who are using good stuff, right? That's the best type of content. And then, almost as if by magic, just a couple of days later, I happened to invade some people. I'm using this little bubble guy. I'm just being cute. That's not necessarily entirely true. I'm being mostly cute. And I invaded some people, and they were trying real hard. And I was playing with bubbles. And, so that's its own YouTube video. That's the thumbnail. It's a picture of the Albinoric mask, and it's doing, it's like an up-close, like open mouth, like soy face, pog champ, whatever you want to call it, and it's doing that face like that, and it's like bad players use good setups, lose? Exclamation point, question mark. Like that's the whole thing, And now you've got yourself a certified classic video. That's the way that, you make it happen. That's the way you get it done. So I'm playing with this arcane intelligence build that I have made that I am still not finished with. I still have one other thing that I want to do to this build before I say it's complete and it's finished. And that's gonna be interesting, I think. But right now it's the weekend, and as the registered sex offender R. Kelly once said, it's the freaking weekend, baby. I'm about to have me some fun. And then he went on to serve a prison sentence. I, on the other hand, have gone on to edit a video where a guy using dual bleed curved swords, with jump attack and the jump attack chest piece and the Vare mask gets blowed up by a bubble. So between me and R. Kelly, I'd say I'm doing pretty good. How you like that? R. Kelly. You remember when he had that series of songs where he was stuck in a closet? He should do that again, except now he's stuck in a jail cell for sex crimes. That would be a good album for him to make right now. Anyway, so now, I said that I'm being cute, and I am, like I said, I'm being mostly cute. We've got Carrion Slicer, there's nothing cute about it. We've got Carrion Piercer, there's nothing cute about it. We've got the Cannon of Haima, there's nothing cute about that. Gavel of Haima, it's pretty cute, but it's not, it should be taken seriously, Moonveil, you say? Well, that's going to be real interesting, isn't it? That's going to be a real interesting spell for you to cast. A weapon for you to use. Against my Bubble Boy. Anyway, my point being that, it's a mostly cute build. But when I take a build up to, meta level or around there, I'm going to have some sort of not cute setup that I can swap to. You know what I mean? That's important. Otherwise, I get frustrated. Maybe you wouldn't. Maybe it's not important to you. If you legitimately are beyond the human desire to win, first of all, congratulations. That rules for you. But for whatever reason, there's that thing in the back of my head that's like, you should win. It's more fun if you win. And it's true. It is more fun if I win. So I do have some meaner stuff on this build that I can switch to if need be, but I prefer not to. Another thing I have is Star Shower, and you can count how many times you see me cast Star Shower in this here video. The answer is you probably won't see it a lot, but you will see lots of bubbles, because that's the point of the build. That's why we made it this way. I typically, when I make a build like this, you know, I do a video and I'm like, hey, here's the stats for the build, right? And I'll do that, you know, for sure. But I'm just not done with this build yet. It still has things to try out that I haven't tried out yet. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Did you see that? That was the thing I said I was going to start doing, and I did start doing it, as you just saw. And that's casting Carrion Greatsword twice, instead of just casting it once like I typically do. And if it misses, I just give up on it. I've started casting it multiple times, and it is surprising how well it works. Yoink! That's a yoink right there. Just absolutely yoinked into bubble hell. You know? Imagine if your last moments were you trying to, like, navigate a Donkey Kong platform, and as you were about finished, you were pulled away by some powerful force of gravity. And if that's not bad enough, you collide with a bubble before you plummet to hell forever. You know? Just a terrible way to go. Just a terrible way to go. Look at this right here. The death ritual. That thing. Whatever that is. What a cool build this guy's running. I like this. I like this guy's build. That spell right there is a brutal danger. When an overleveled phantom casts that, I call that I don't want to play with you no more. Because an overleveled phantom will do 1,000,000 damage with that, and also proc frenzy. So, like, even if you don't die from the damage, you're dead anyway. You know, that's just one of those things that happens. But in the realm of cool builds, God saw fit to allow me to do the bubble kill, you know, and that rules for me. But I did think that person had a cool build. Lots of fun stuff. Death Ritual Spear obviously requires intelligence, and then all their spells required faith. So that's a weird little build. And this blue guy just got absolutely bubbled into Carrion Greatsword. That's one of those you can combo all sorts of things off that bubble if you know it's going to hit. If you know that bubble's going to hit, you can do some combos for days. And I can't make it all the way over there to them, so I'm just going to shoot them with the cannon that I don't have the stats for, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is the greatest. You ever invade with this stupid death right bird, and he just kills you, even though you're the invader? Happens to me all the time. Not sure what happened here, but I can't see the bird, and the bird can't hurt me. And so this is the greatest death right bird invasion of all time. I was like, yeah, the bird will show up, and then the bird did not show up, and I thought to myself, oh, maybe they've already killed the bird, you know? And so I'm like, alright, well, I'll just fight these guys, and I'll just try my best. But then I see them start taking damage from things that aren't me, and as a result, I realize that I just can't see the bird. Now, I'm guessing everybody else can see the bird, because it looks like they're trying to avoid it, except for this other phantom right here, who's just chilling, standing here. But the bird doesn't seem to be bothering them. So like I said, at this point, I'm still not sure whether or not the bird exists. The Star Shower cast there, you know, a little rough on my part. Maybe a bit of a misclick there. I just saw how close to dead they were, and I thought, you know, man, I sure would like to get that kill. Who can say? Maybe it was greed. And then here we go. Yeah, now I'm certain that this bird is here because this dude's taking damage from something that is not me. And then he's swinging at something that's not me. And then, you know, he's getting chased around by a bubble. I don't know where the other phantom went. They might have passed away already. Oh yeah, I mentioned this in one of the other videos. The arrow's reach talisman. If you equip that, it makes the bubble go farther before the bubble decides it's just going to chill. Sometimes the bubble just decides, you know, after a certain point, it just decides it's going to chill. If you use the arrow's reach talisman, it travels further. It still has its chill period, but it comes up later than it does without it. So that's a thing that you can do. But I'll be honest, the way I run this build is I'm trying to do I'm trying to combo spells together. And I'm trying to proc Millicent's Prosthesis and the Rotted Wingsword Insignia for that boost to my damage. Look at these shadows. They're putting on a play for me. I'm watching a shadow puppet play, and that's how I'm gonna decide when to start casting my bubble. So yeah, the thing that I was talking about. Pretend like I finished that thought. Oh right, I was talking about Millicent's Prosthesis and the Rotted Wingsword Insignia. So I'm trying to proc that with like spell combos, and then we've got the Regalia of Eocade, and we can use that as like a heal punish. If somebody tries to chug right in our face, we can use that. But you know, for that reason, my talisman slots are kind of limited, right? And I don't want to give up a talisman slot for the arrow's reach talisman all the time. I will do it if I know it's like safe and my opponent is far enough away that, you know, I can make the swap back from the arrow's reach talisman. But you know, for the most part, oh, this invader, I just boom. You know, bad luck, terrible luck right there. I didn't know that they were gonna walk out, and I also didn't know that I was gonna hit that wall right there. That's more of what I wanted right there. But look at them. They won't give it to me. They're not gonna give it to me. So the invader, I think, dropped down, and then I think the invader is gonna use the finger to try and get back up. This person is trying to cast Rejection. Used to be called Force, and I almost called it Force, but then I remembered that it's not Force anymore, it's Rejection. While his dual Great Hammer guy with the jump attack cape does a jump attack at me. But we survived that. Here comes another Rejection. Can you believe he went for it? Can you believe he went for it again? It's crazy, isn't it? Has he decided maybe he should try something other than that? We'll find out. We'll find out. There goes the Phantom, somehow, some way. And there goes the host. And I want a bubble kill. And I will not be happy unless I get one. This is what you have done to me, you people in the YouTube comments. I've been making videos on this game for a year and a half now, and you guys are all use bubbles, use bubbles, use bubbles, all because I made one joke during the network test about how that bubble spell was going to be OP, and it was going to be like so strong, and you guys have just hounded me about that since that day. So alright, here I am using the bubbles, and now guess what? Now I have bubble lust. What happened to that right there, by the way? How did I swing a carrion slicer through those hammers? That does not make sense. That should not happen. I don't know how that man got robbed like that, but he did. Respect to him for trying to use the finger to flick me off of here like a middle schooler trying to flick a booger off of their desk. You know, that's pretty funny. So now it's time. Now it's time. Little bubble, big bubble, Get ready for this. Get ready for this. You've never seen anything like this. How many ways? How many ways does that man have to die? There's a part in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas where Hunter S. Thompson is talking to his friend, and he spills illicit substances out of their car because they're in a convertible, and the illicit substance goes flying out of the convertible because it's powder. And he turns to Hunter S. Thompson and he says, "Did you see what God just did to us, man?" And then Hunter S. Thompson replies, "God didn't do that. You did this. You're a fucking narcotics agent." And that little back and forth, that little exchange right there, it's one of those things that like drilled itself into the frontal lobe of my brain. So anytime somebody dies like that, in my head, all I hear is, "Did you see what God just did to us, man?" You know, it's funny to me. It's funny. So I see that guy, he got bubbled, he got collapsing stars, he got thrown into a pit, and, you know, did you see what God just did? It's funny. That's funny to me, in my own head. Look at this guy. We are rocking the big stuff. We are a veteran. It's Veterans Day, and we're going to power stance, bleed strength weapons with our Vares mask. We're going to stand here. We're going to gank invaders with our big fat wizard friend, Big Fat Logan. Here he goes. Big Fat Logan, everybody. Big Fat Logan. Bubble. And you know, if you know me at all, you know that in situations like this, I live and die to just torture people. You know, if you're gonna stand in Ordina and gank invaders, you know, I am absolutely here for you to gank. You know, I love this. I live for this type of stuff. This is what we're here for. You know, one of the reasons I wish the Taunter's tongue worked better. And, you know, like, if you lose to these guys, you should be allowed one salty run back. There should be a finger in these games that is just the salty run back finger. And if you get killed by gankers, you get a salty run back finger, and you can use it to re-invade the people you just invaded, regardless of whether or not they should be invadable yet, because of the timer or whatever. That would be the best addition to any sort of From multiplayer, in my opinion. More bubbles. Anyway, what I was talking about was how you guys have implanted a sickness in me, and now I just want to stand here and cast bubbles all the time, all day, every day. Just want to sit here and cast bubbles. One of my favorite things about the bubble spell that maybe I haven't talked about is the payoff to cost ratio is insane. You're talking about 1,000 damage on a fully charged bubble, and you know it's like comparable to the damage-wise. It's comparable to like Cannon of Hyma, right? Except this thing costs way less to cast than the Cannon of Hyma, as you can see. So like for every Cannon of Hyma, you could get like 4 bubbles, you know? So if you cast 4 bubbles and only one of them hits, that's still like, you know, an efficient use of FP, right? And that's great. And I'm just making these numbers up, you know. Don't act like I know how much FP it costs to cast Cannon of Hyma versus the bubble. I'm just eyeball testing this, okay? We run off of vibes here at SaintRiot.com. I failed math so many times. Well, I mean, just the once. But that's the one that'll do it. That's all you need. You just need to fail it one time. You have to pass math class every day. You only have to fail it once, you know? And I did. So, but it's fine. You know, I still got my diploma you know, so at the end it was me who had the last laugh. But as a result, I still use math as little as possible to this day, and I'll hold that grudge until I die. You know, just built different. So we've got the arrows reach Talisman on this here, and if I were able to like lock on a little better with the bubble, it's possible that I might be able to pull off the backwards trick shot and get this guy with the bubble from this range. But it's hard to lock on because of the little bell tower thing there, whatever that is. Lamp tower. There's no bell up there, but there's a lamp. So yeah, we'll just use old Cannon of Hyma to get him down. I don't think he realizes I'm down. Or maybe he did realize and he was swapping as fast as he could. And then what we're going to do is we're going to look for the Flask Punish with the Eocade. It's a very good Flask Punish. He wanted to press L1 there. He didn't realize he hadn't soft swapped back to his other thing. We can get the one with... That's good spacing right there. That's just good spacing. Sitting there and eating 4 attacks is not good. But that's okay. He's frost infused. One or both of these, I don't know. And as a result, they don't build up much of anything, honestly. But he knows that if I walk into him, he can just press L1. And so, alright, if that's the case, if you're just going to press L1 when I walk in, I can use Hyper Armor right there. And that'll work pretty good. Alternatively, I could have gone with Carrion Piercer in a situation like that. But, at the end of the day, I'm going to use bubbles. Because that's what happens. And then I'm going to hop away like a happy hoppy frog after I get that bubble kill, because that's fun right there. You know what I'm saying? That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Oh yeah, Saint, I'd like to see you run into a power stanced Naginata and a heavy thrusting sword phantom and kill them with bubbles. I'd like to see that. Well, with the help of my faithful dog, old Muty, easy. Easy peasy. Dunzo. Oh yeah, Saint? I'd like to see you try that again, and this time not have a dog. Alright. Well, how about I don't have a dog? How about I got my dog? You know what I'm saying? My dog. Other Invader. This other Invader right here, this is Other Invader Joe. And me and Other Invader Joe, we go way back. Other Invader Joe, you know, when I was in rehab, they were there taking care of my children. You know, the wife left me, and I got kicked off the force, and I had things that I had to fix about myself if I was going to fix all of the damage that I had done with my addiction. And old Invader Joe was there the whole time to help and, you know, really watch out for me. And I'll never forget that. And that's why I'm here today. And that's why I'm here today, is to help Other Invader Joe. Because, you know, I don't forget the debts. And now it's been repaid. And Other Invader Joe and me, we're even. We're even now. And, you know, that's just about what I have for you today. Keep in mind, I'm still not finished with this build. There's still some things I would like to try out. Some variations on the theme of an intelligence arcane build, or as I like to call it, Int-cane. You might call it Arctelligence, but I'll tell you this right now. I'm smarter than a stick laid up against a damn wall. That's for sure. That's for certain. Thanks for watching this video. I will see you next time for more Until then, later, y'all.